Hello, this is Roland. Welcome. Today I want to read you something from the Sermon on the Mount. And I'm just going to read one verse. And then I'm going to tell you something very beautiful and very sweet, very profound. Maybe your eyes will be opened. You've heard the Sermon on the Mount before. You've heard the Beatitudes before. But you need to really hear what he's saying. See it. You need to see it for yourself. When you see it, it's very beautiful. I'm going to read from the Khabouris manuscript, an ancient Aramaic text. Was written in Aramaic, translated into English beautifully by Mr. McDougald at the Yonan Codex Foundation. We only have excerpts from the New Testament. He passed away, Mr. McDougald. But before he did, these excerpts are priceless, jewels. So I'm reading from Matthew chapter 5. A heavenly attitude is theirs, those serving the peace of God. They will be called the children of God. You've heard this before. You've probably heard the King James Version. Blessed are the peacemakers. You've heard that. This is the same idea, but it's translated from the Aramaic. A heavenly attitude is theirs, those serving the peace of God. Okay. Now, here's what I want to tell you. I saw this morning. Hope I can convey it to you somehow so that you might realize what I'm saying as I say it. There's a wonderful quality of understanding that comes from being close to your intuition, close to what you know in your heart. Delight from God imparts everything that we can possibly need. God's light is perfect, and it gives to the soul many wonderful blessings. It gives to the soul, for example, realization. To wordlessly realize something, to see something. They call that the aha moment. So God's light gives to the soul realization. Okay? And also gives to the soul understanding. You see, when you are there with your loved one, one of those moments, there are important moments in life, aren't they, where what you say, what you do, makes a great deal of difference. A lot of you can remember when you were little children. You have a memory of a moment with a parent, and what the parent said, or the look on their face, was a shock or was traumatic. You've never forgotten it. So it's very important. Well, there's a quality called understanding. When you're there with your loved one, it's one of those moments. And you search your heart. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. And you honestly and truly want to say the right thing. You honestly and truly want to do the right thing, and you don't know what it is. See, that's honest. And it's a sincere search for the soul. And what did Christ say? He said, seek and you will find. So when you stand there, and it's a moment with your partner or with your child, you don't know what to say, but you honestly and truly want to do the right thing. And you stand there and you don't say anything. a heartbeat goes by, a moment goes by, or a few moments. Then all of a sudden, something comes to you. You just say something. Or maybe you don't say anything. You just stand there, but the look on your face, see, it speaks volumes. The patience, the love, the understanding, the concern, the wanting to do the right thing. It has a beautiful effect on the moment. Understanding. Mom is home, and her daughter comes home from school. And Mom walks down the hallway, and she peeks in her daughter's room, and her daughter's staring out the window and not doing her homework. The mom starts to become angry. She goes into the room and starts to give a speech. You've got to do your homework. How many times have I told you to do your homework? So on and so forth. But then all of a sudden, something awakens her to understanding. She sees a tear in her daughter's eye. And all of a sudden she stops. Mom, she stops talking. Well, she finds out that something happened at school. There were some bullies at school. Stole her daughter's backpack and pushed her down. Something like that. Now all of a sudden, understanding returns. Instead of the pre-planned big speech, Mom, suddenly everything she does and says is imbued with and colored by understanding. See? Remember I said God's light is perfect. It imparts to the soul something. The soul shares in that understanding from God's light. And it's also, what is it? It's also love. And it's also patience, isn't it? It's all of those. One thing. You can call it understanding, patience, love, forbearance, long-suffering, wisdom. They're all different words for the same thing. So, understanding. Now, I'll give you the example so you can see what I mean. Now, it says here, a heavenly attitude is those serving the peace of God. So when people are becoming agitated and they're saying mean things, angry things, you see it all the time, don't you? You see it on television, you hear it on the radio, you see it. They don't have understanding. But if you are with someone who's starting to become a bit agitated, and you remain calm and patient, and you have understanding, can you see how it has a calming effect? It doesn't feed the fire. See what I mean? It doesn't tempt. It doesn't entice. It doesn't foment. It doesn't answer in kind. Anger with anger, mean word with mean word, retaliation with retaliation. It's just there, and it's patient, and it has understanding, and it has a modifying effect on everything, doesn't it? Well, can you now see how people who love their intuition, who love truth, people who meditate properly so that they're close to their intuition, can you see how they, with their understanding, they don't add to what's there and make things worse? They don't cause an escalation. See? Instead, their presence is like a wet blanket on the emotionalism of others. And it gives them a chance to stand back, calm down, and gives them a chance to be reasonable. They may not take it. They may not, but then again they may. your calmness. Later, if they do, let's say it's in your own family. Your kids are upset about something, or your partner or something, and you remain calm, you have understanding. And later, when they recover from their little bout of emotion, they're glad that you remained calm. They're glad. See? So now I'll just give you the opposite, and I'm going to make this, I don't want to make this video too long. It's so beautiful. You can see it for yourself. You can read this again now, or have it in your mind and think about it, and you'll see what I mean. I'll give you an example that will make it even more clear, even clearer. Have you noticed on television, when you watch television, you watch these shows where you have people sitting around talking about something, or they have a guest. You'll notice that there's a certain type of television interviewer which you see everywhere now. They're almost all this way, and they talk really, really, really fast. And they don't give the other person a chance to talk, and they talk over the guest. And the guest wants to make a nice point, and they talk really fast. Well, can you see what they're doing in their wicked? They may not even realize what they're doing, but they're not serving the peace of God. They're agitators, fomenters of upset and anger. They try to prevent understanding and reason from coming to the fore, calmness. And so they talk so fast that there's not the time, there's not the space for the person to make a calm point and for people to thoughtfully ponder that point and realize and understand. They talk fast to defeat that. You see what I mean? So it's a wicked. It's a wicked thing that they do. But can you see how the calm, thoughtful, understanding presence of a person? So in that kind of a setting, the person who, let's say, has understanding, they don't lose it. They don't become angry. They don't become emotional. They remain reasonable. And they do their best to make their point. Sometimes it's hard because the other person doesn't give them the space to make their point. Or they do make their point, but then everything is edited. The point that they made that was really nice is edited out. See, that happens too. So, but what I'm saying is, they make their point as best they can. But for sure, the person with understanding doesn't add to the turmoil, doesn't add to the anger, doesn't add to the excitement, doesn't add to the agitation, to the confusion. See? And there's a good chance that their calmness will win the day, or at least will not permit it to, in the lack of understanding and the emotionalism and the error. At least it puts a wet blanket on it. See? So now, do you understand? A heavenly attitude is theirs, those serving the peace of God. They will be called the children of God. See? I could say much more about this, and I probably will in later videos, but that's just a nice little introduction to this very, very beautiful saying of Christ.